Hey everybody, welcome back. This is a new section and we're going to start chemistry, and we start chemistry by talking about matter. So matter is everything in the universe. Everything you are, I am, the lamp, my microphone, everything that is made of matter. And we can classify matter into four different categories. We have substances, or we have mixtures. And we can break these down even more. Substances are either going to be elements. So I find elements on the periodic table. There is an exact match for that stuff on the periodic table of elements. I cannot break it down any further than that. Or I can have a compound. And a compound is a combination of elements. So I can take two elements, let's say I take calcium and some chlorine, and I combine them. That gives me a compound of elements. Excuse me. A mixture is either going to be heterogeneous, meaning I can see the different parts. So a heterogeneous mixture would be like some soil. You've got rocks and twigs and dirt, some sand. I can see individual kinds of material inside of that mixture. Or there's the homogeneous or the homogeneous. And a homogeneous mixture is like chocolate milk or water with food coloring in it. I know there's two things present, but I cannot see where one starts and the other one ends. Another homogeneous mixture is the air I'm breathing right now. There's nitrogen and oxygen, all kinds of stuff mixed in there, but I cannot see individual components. And along with this, each form of matter has both physical properties and chemical properties. And we're going to talk about those real quick. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this in the video because we're going to do a lot of this in class. Examples of physical properties are things that you can see. So size, shape, the mass, how much matter there is. The mass is determined. Another one is density. So how much stuff is packed into a given volume? How tight can I pack those atoms together? That is a physical property that doesn't change until I change my substance. So physical property, physical property is something that I can observe without changing the substance of the material itself. Now, with physical properties, there's any change in size, shape, or phase. Phase is very important. So if I go from a liquid to a solid, it's a physical change. With the material or the identity staying the same is a physical change. Sorry, my handwriting's really bad right there. This is physical change. So if I take my desk and I karate chop it in half Bruce Lee style, that's just a change in size, it's a change in shape. It's still a desk, so that is a physical change. Some clues for physical changes are there's like a size change, a color change would be a physical change. I already said size. The real kind of rule of thumb is if I can get the original material back, right? So if I can go from a liquid water to ice frozen water, it's still water. It's a physical change. I can melt that back into liquid water. So that would be a physical change. Chemical properties, on the other hand, these are a little bit different. So this would be a property like reactivity. How quickly does that substance react with a different chemical when they're introduced together? Or how easily does it do that? Another good example would be flammability. So how quickly will that substance catch fire? How quickly will it do something that we call oxidize or combust? There's a lot of other chemical properties. We're going to look at those as we go. But the gist of a chemical property, this is a property which can lead to a new substance. So it's a change that we can make that gives me something completely new out of that change. So a change in the identity of the material is a chemical change. So if I start with a single substance, like when I burn something, right? When I start with a single substance, if I do something to it and now I have something brand new, you get ash, you get some gases that are let off, that is a chemical change. Clues for chemical changes, so unlike physical changes, which are things like color, size, shape, a chemical change is something like, is there heat or energy released? So if you see light come off, like a firework, right, that gives off light and it gives off heat, there's been a chemical change. Another good indicator is bubbles. If bubbles form in a reaction, a bubble forming means that there has been a gas created somewhere along that process. And if there wasn't a gas to start with, that's something brand new that has been created. And so really always you need to ask yourself, was something new made? So physical and chemical changes. Chemical change relates to the chemical property, physical to the physical properties. On the back side of your paper, there are some practice questions. I would like you to identify physical or chemical properties as well as the changes that are listed on the page, if it's a physical or a chemical change. Remember, if you have questions, you can always leave me a comment on the video. If you want the website, or I'm sorry, if you want this paper, you can go to bennettscience.co. That's linked in the instructions or in the description, and you can grab that paper as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you with the next one.